he approached us to see if we wanted to do a segment in Attitude magazine.
The Attitude magazine is like literally the largest gay magazine.
And it was a segment of things that we've learnt to love about our bodies that maybe we're a little bit insecure about. Mine was mainly about coming to terms with like my race, not knowing what to do with my hair, hating my nose, hating anything that kind of made me not white, essentially.
I actually used to really hate being overweight and I used to hate being hairy. And one of the funny things was like the gay community doesn't affect me as much because nothing can be as harsh as what my aunties and uncles used to say in Jordan.
Fifi! Hi.
Joshie, oh my God.
Hello.
Oh, you're here.
We're here.
It's so weird to do a solo
We've
episode.
not done a solo together for...
It actually feels really strange. Like, I
Yes.
feel like it's easier to have someone else now to be like,
I'm just like,
what do
I
we
see
talk
you
about?
every single day. What are we going to talk about? And the hour drive here, the hour drive back.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you? What have you
No, I'm
been up
fine.
to?
I'm great.
What's
Thank you.
new?
Same.
I'm joking.
No, but I'm actually really excited because we were saying how we wanted to focus more on some solo episodes because I feel like we have these things that happen to us. We have like these thoughts and feelings and we don't have a chance to say it because all of our guests take up all their time.
Exactly.
So now we're like, oh, let's do a couple of solos or a solo and just talk about stuff that we want to talk about.
Shit.
Specifically.
Yeah. We have something really, really fun that has just happened. So I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks/months, depending when this is coming out, we had our gorgeous guest, insert picture, here, Gomez. Now, Gomez is an amazing photographer and he reached out to us.
I love Gomez.
I love, love, love. We've met with him a couple of times outside of the recording and the most gorgeous soul you've ever met.
Yes.
And he approached us to see if we wanted to do a segment in Attitude magazine.
Yeah. And it was so funny because when he first said it, so Attitude magazine is like literally the largest gay magazine in the world, or like
Britain,
the best selling or something.
But I think in Europe as well.
I'm gonna say the world because they featured us, so they're the biggest in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
Fact check that.
Wrong. Actually, gay ties.
And so it was so funny because he was like, "Oh, do you guys want to do this segment called Real Bodies?" And I was like, "I don't know if I should be complimented or offended by this," but it was really good, and I love the segment. The idea of the segment is amazing. It's obviously talking like against the stereotypes of like the gay community and body
Beauty
types,
standards.
what we have to look like. We've just spoken about loads in older episodes, so like feel free to catch up, but we'll probably talk about them more anyway.
Yeah.
And so the segment is really great. I love that. And it really is like a moment where I felt like Beyonce. Like I felt confident. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll show my hairy little body. I'll show my little titties. So then we said yes. And then what happened?
And then Gomez, I met up with him in Waterloo Station on the Underground, and he went to Mordor to come and find us. There's like a little running joke that we were saying. But I
don't understand that.
Because like anyone who's in London that goes any bit out, it's like, why are you taking me to the Himalayas kind of thing?
Right.
And bless him, on the way back, it was such a funny day. Like I'd just done like an 8-hour shift for work, and then I'd met him. He'd been working the whole day, and it was like 6 o'clock. We met at like rush hour. Every fucking train was cancelled.
Really?
And it was like the peak of summer where it was just like sweaty and hot. And I just remember like when we were on the train back, it was so packed because all the trains had been cancelled. And we're just tightly packed in and we're just like opening up about our lives. Like all the trauma. And I'm just like, yeah, so this happened with my family. And then everyone can like care around us. But there was a connection there.
Yeah.
And he trekked all the way back to where we live. And we did a little photo shoot in the house bit, and then we went around the back into like the fields and did like a little photo shoot. And it was basically to show like our bodies, all the things that maybe we can be a little bit insecure about, and just highlight it and show the beauty within it.
It was so fun though. It was so fun. Like he came in, he like met mum, he met my sister.
Yeah.
He was like chatting away with them, and then we like went up to the bedroom, and it's such a funny experience to like take off your clothes and put underwear on like in front of someone that you don't really know that well. Like we've met once before.
Yeah.
Obviously he's amazing. He made it so comfortable, and like the way he talks as well is just hilarious. Like do you remember when I got out the underwear that I was gonna wear?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, sexy.
Yeah.
And I was literally just like dead. And then we like put it on, and then you're just like naked. But the nice thing is it was at home.
Yeah.
So there was that comfort still. But I remember when we were first, like, both of us were first in our underwear and we were stood there and he was just like taking pictures and I was like, it's so strange how it doesn't feel awkward. Like I was expecting it to be a lot more awkward than it did.
And we also, for context, do not do stuff like this.
And
we're
like,
not
at
like
all, yeah.
coming at the front of the camera, like, except from the podcast where it's very controlled in the way that we do it.
Yeah.
Like it was so completely like out of our comfort zone.
100%.
But Gomez honestly is so talented that like he makes you laugh, he makes you feel comfortable. Like think of this, move in this way. Like it was such a nice experience. I'm so happy that we did it with him.
Yeah, me too. And
Like,
he was so sweet. And I think Attitude, I don't know how it all works, but obviously the Attitude team were like involved, like editors and stuff like that. But even like the journalist that like interviewed us to write it was like really nice and like friendly. And like they also like really made sure we were okay with the photos and like we had like a say in what photos were being used, which I think is really, really nice. Obviously like it's our photos and like consent and all that sort of stuff, but it's still really nice that they were like especially Gomez, he was so like open and he would guide me specifically, like push me to like use photos that I wasn't completely comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I actually like appreciated that because usually I would be like, okay, like why are you doing this? Like I want to look good too. Like just because I'm overweight, it doesn't mean I have to have like an ugly overweight. And then I was like, okay, no, wait, why am I thinking like this? And actually it was quite nice. And obviously the way it was done was always so sweet and nice. And it's just so nice to see it in print. Like you can get the copy now, so make sure you do it on astute.com.
And we'll have a few pop-ups. I don't know if we'll have the PDF by this point, but even like photos, we have like the photos that we can have as pop-ups. But like it's so... It was such... I was so happy with them. And I was so happy the way like it looked. Like it just felt like... Honestly, like a real full circle moment to be at this point now, because I think we've been filming the podcast for nearly 2 years now. It's only been released for a year and a half, or just under a year and a half.
In January.
But we've really started to see traction in the last like 6 months, and like it feels like lots of stuff has been happening, and it's kind of just started snowballing to where we are now. But I think the reason why this point specifically for us, like I know in the gay community, lots of people probably be in Attitude and featured here, but for me and Faris to have started this from the depths of doing full-time jobs, this has been like our side project.
And being nobody, because a lot of people that are already like have a following or already established on their Instagram.
Have connections.
Yeah, before they like start a podcast, whereas we literally just started from like nothing, now we're here. Like we literally started from like nothing,
And like it's so like the blood, sweat and tears that has gone into this. And I know that everyone says that about their work, but honestly, the late night editings, the late night recordings, the quick turnarounds, like all of the energy and just time and love.
The emails,
the
bookings, the speaking to people beforehand, the making sure everyone's comfortable, the question. Well, we don't really prepare, but like the questions and like the conversations and the energy and
the research before the guest comes on.
Yeah, and I think people like really honestly, like they do, even people who are in the industry start podcasts and I don't think they realize, and they have teams as well, but I don't think they realize like how much work it actually takes, and everyone kind of feels like they can start a podcast. And to be honest, we were blindsided. Like we were just like, podcast, like we'll film in the studio, like they'll do everything for us because Jamie's our bitch. and then you actually get there and you're like, oh wow, no, there's a lot of work that goes in. Like I had to learn how to edit, I had to learn how to do subtitles. Like I had no idea about any of that shit, and you had to teach me everything, and you had to do this job like 3 or 4 times in 1 week basically, because you'd have your normal job, which is this and more, and then you do this as well. And I don't think people realize the amount of effort it takes just for a clip or for an episode. And
the trailer, guys, takes forever. Like I do trailers for my full-time job, and literally it can take me a couple of days to get done, because you're picking all the parts, you're color grading it, you're doing all the text, all the B-roll, making sure that the sound design underneath is good. Like even now, like with our main episodes, you'll see lots of different like pop-ups and animations, because we're like, we want it to be a really fun, enjoyable watch where you're learning things. So you might see when we're talking about attachment styles, we'll have like a little breakdown about what attachment styles are. On our episode that just came out with Jake, where we talked about what LGBT is like in Atlanta, with Chris and Jacob, what LGBT is like in Barbados.
We'll have like a little
breakdown. And even like Jake did a music video, so we had like loads of cutaways to that. So I think we're definitely like experimenting with
what
it.
you are,
we are, and we're trying lots of different things. So to be grinding and literally feeling like we haven't had a day off, except from our holidays, because we do love a good holiday.
We do love a good holiday.
For nearly 2 years now.
Yeah.
Like, It's so fun. And also, like, we're about to start doing this full time.
I know.
Which is the end of the year is when I will be leaving my job, full-time job, and doing this completely podcast. And to me, the fact that we're at that stage is crazy. Well, I'm so proud of us.
I am so proud. The thing is, like, it's so weird because there is so much work that goes into it while working for, like, I actually think back and I'm like, I'm so glad I don't know what I know now, because I don't think I would have done it. And like, I wouldn't have chosen to do it because I would have been like, fuck that.
It's
like
too much work.
Literally not a single day off. And especially for him, he's always got a laptop in his face, like in the evenings, in the day, at the weekends and holiday. And I'm like, no, you need to take a break. Like, I forced him to take a break.
Yeah.
Because this bitch, when he burns out, like, is so burn out. Like, he doesn't just burn out like a little bit, like he really burns out, and it's like a whole crisis. So I'm just like,
I just want to cry constantly, basically.
But what I do want to say is, and I love how excited you are this episode. I can tell, like, you're excited to talk about this because you're like proper chatty, and I missed this.
I know.
But what I wanted to say is, I actually think you don't give yourself enough credit, and I do think that you really deserve a lot more gratitude and appreciation and acknowledgement, because you work so hard. And the problem is, and we've spoken about this before, is people see this as a hobby and people see this as a creative thing. Like, they don't understand it's work. And I never realized Josh is a workaholic, because he's obviously done jobs before just for the sake of doing jobs or just for getting money, like we all do.
Yeah.
And now that he's in an industry and he's doing a job that he's really passionate about and creative, like, you are a workaholic. Like, you really work all hours on the sun. And if you were a lawyer or a doctor, everyone would be praising you. They'd be like, oh, it's amazing. But actually,
you do the same as well.
I know I'm amazing. I get that. But I know I'm amazing. I don't think you get it, like, how amazing you are. And, like, the fact that, like, people around you don't appreciate, like, they just expect you to be free because you work from home sometimes. And, you know what I mean? But really, if you were a doctor or a lawyer, no, everyone would just accept that you are busy during the week. You're busy at weekends because of the amount of fucking work you do. And Josh does literally everything. Like, I edit, I cut stuff, whatever. But, like, genuinely, like, everything you see on, like, other people's podcasts too, and this one, is Josh. Like, he does all the videoing, all the visual editing, all of the subtitling, all of the trailers, all of the main episodes. Like, he literally does everything. Thumbnails, titles, like, one person. There's companies and podcasts out there that literally have 10 people to do his one job that he does for my podcast, for our podcast, and for other people's podcasts. Like, that is wild, that you need acknowledgement and you need to appreciate it. Cute. It's amazing.
But I do feel like we found a really good balance now. Like, mine, I definitely, like, I get quite nervous, and with new people, it takes me a bit of time to, like, warm up. So I think we found a really good balance within the podcast and how we have, like, guests and how we structure everything. So like, I will do more behind the scenes, setting up the studio, doing the camera and all of that kind of stuff. The editing, Faris is more of the people's person. Like, he carries the conversations. I don't think our conversations would be as good or go as deep, or we have as good rapport with the guest.
Do you think?
If it wasn't for Faris. Like, I think you guide the conversation and I kind of, like, jump in on what the guest is saying and have the little kiki bits. But the way that it's structured and the way that, like, we get all of these amazing conversations comes from you. So I think we've got, like, a really good balance with, like, what works, and we both, like, dip into each other's kind of things as well.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, there's definitely some interviews and some questions and stuff that I'm like, I would not have thought of that. Like, thank God you asked that. Like, we have conversations afterwards. I'm like, oh, good that you remembered that.
Yeah. But I feel like, but then at the same time, balance.
I helped you out with editing the main episodes while full-time working.
Like, even to this point, the main episode, like, switching on people, because I can be a bit of a lazy bitch, but switching between people's reactions and, like, the clever camera work that's sometimes done, all the time done, is this bitch here. So
I sometimes as well swap around some of the conversations.
He does. Like, he'll take this segment, put it.
But I've only done that twice in the whole time, because I like it to be genuine in how it goes. But like, sometimes, like, there'll be a part that's right at the end. I'm like, that's too good to have at the end. Like, I need to move that around. And 100%. Like, I do it. I fucking do it. So,
yeah. But a little bit diving back into attitude.
Attitude, yeah.
The kind of conversations and what we spoke about, I thought was quite interesting and something that we can touch upon a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically going into things that maybe we can be a little bit insecure about, and things that maybe from childhood that we've had to like unlearn. And
that segment, because we're just like, yeah, let's talk about it, and then like things we can be insecure about, and it just
death, destruction.
reminds me of when we were reading Harry Potter at Christmas.
Oh my god, yeah.
And Josh would be reading, like, don't cancel us, this was a while ago. Josh was reading a part where it's like Dumbledore saying something, and he'd be like,
"Get back here, Harry!"
Yeah,
and
like,
it's like McGonagall whispered.
Yeah, and he's already said it, like, really. I mean, it's funny he had to be there.
And Harmony. Paris's mum calls Harmony. I can't even do it now. Hermione, Harmony, and she was reading the book and she couldn't get it, and it was like. That Hermione was like in every section of that chapter as well. And it was like Harmony Granger walked down the street.
She's like, what the fuck is her name?
Anyway,
we're really sad about our bodies. Yeah,
we're really sad about our bodies. And it was a segment of things that we've learnt to love about our bodies that maybe we were a little bit insecure about before, and like highlighting and showing the beauty in everyone's bodies, even if it's not the typical body standard. So I think. What
did you speak about?
Mine was mainly about coming to terms with like my race, not knowing what to do with my hair, hating my nose, hating anything that kind of made me not white, essentially. And to speak about it was quite therapeutic, to be honest with you. And it was quite nice to dive back and saying and looking at when the shift changed to when I started to love the black side. And having such a personal thing in print is kind of crazy.
It's actually so scary.
So I was like, will my family see this? I don't know.
Because you get to talk about it and then you get to dissect it yourself, and then things you forgot about, you get to talk about again. So I really like that chat. I think mine was lighthearted in a sense, because I mean, there's a couple of things I spoke about that I don't think like was included, but maybe I didn't speak about it in enough detail to write about it. Do you know what I mean? Like I spoke about psoriasis, like very light touch, so it wasn't really included. And I think like also there was a bit where it says like spent his teenage years in Hertfordshire, and I was like, I didn't, but it's okay. No one needs to know where I live.
It's probably better.
Yeah. But I liked reading about yours. I liked reading about the way you spoke so openly about like the hair struggle, the fact that you found kind of acceptance and acknowledgement within the community as opposed to like within the family. And I think sometimes like we talk about that a lot as gay people.
Yeah.
Like you choose your family, like the ones that you want, choose your actual family. And like you are like your tribe. We talk about that a lot. Like guests speak about that a lot. And that showed up, and I never thought about that with you.
In that way.
Yeah. But when you said like when I went to school, because it was multicultural, like I then learned from people around me. And I was like, oh, it is important to be in a diverse place, in a diverse school. I know right now that topic is like a bit cray.
Yeah.
Because of all the flags going around.
Yeah.
Which is a whole other topic. But anyways.
Which we will touch on. Just not now.
Yeah. And I think that was really interesting to read. And me talking about like how to love myself and how you love yourself. We really do support each other. And I know we've been together for ages and like we obviously should support each other. But like I really realized when he was asking me the questions, I was like, yeah, I think I really accept myself because of Josh. Like I really don't care about the way I look anymore. I'm still a hypochondriac, so I still care about like the inside health. Like I want my heart to be good, I want whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like, and it said that in the article, which I really liked. And then I actually used to really hate being overweight, and I used to hate being hairy, and I used to have all these issues about like people making comments and like just all these different things. And like my family, one of the funny things was like the gay community doesn't affect me as much because nothing can be as harsh as what my aunties and uncles used to say in Jordan. Because you'd literally go back to Jordan and they'd be like, you're fat. You're a fat bitch. Why are you such a fat bitch? No one's going to love you. So
any person of colour will get that literally, to its true core. Yeah. It's like the gay community literally can do nothing compared to how savage.
And they literally like, I remember my auntie once, like she literally looked as if I couldn't hear her. Like they whisper like they hear this. Come on, my Middle Eastern, Asian and African people, right? Like she whispers and she's like, oh no, why did he gain so much weight? Like in Arabic, obviously. Why did he gain so much weight? Like, oh, it's such a shame. And then my uncle's like, yeah, it's such a shame. He was so handsome. And I was just like, I can hear you, you ugly bitch. Like, you're one to talk with your plastic face, like sat there. But
I got butt dialed by an auntie once while she was slagging me off. I was like, love you, but so I'm never bringing this up.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey. Like they'd be watching this.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it was really nice to like read back as well what we said and like have it written in such a like coherent, professional way, because obviously the journalist,
not us just sweating on camera trying to talk.
We didn't write it, and then what I really like about that segment is that it's first person, but it's written by a journalist. Like, that's so smart. I love that. I know that's gonna sound so simple to people who are into journalism and like magazines, cool to us, but we're just like, oh my god, it looks like I wrote it, but I didn't write it. I love the experience though. Are you happy you did it?
I'm so happy, and I'm so like proud of like the fact that we can get to this point now, and like I don't know, I'm really really happy and so grateful, to be honest, to all the people that were like involved with it. And I don't know, I think like the way the podcast is at the minute, like I feel like we've learned so much,
right,
which I kind of know that was the point of it, because we had, before we did the podcast, we had all of these like random questions in the gay community and politics and just worldly issues, and I feel like a lot of them have kind of like
been answered or spoken about.
Yeah, and even simple things of like opinions that I had on like my culture and being a mix of two different cultures. Like, one thing that I can really think that there was such a light bulb switch, and it's funny because we did a clip before talking about being mixed race, and there was a couple of things saying that like mixed race people all have an identity trauma, even with like mixed race people having like the dilemma and not really knowing if they belong to the white side or like the black side. Before, I would think that was a blanket statement to be used across black mixed race people all across the world. But even like some of the comments that we've had on like a few of like our Instagram being like, I think it depends which one of your mum or dad is white and black.
Yeah, so who's your main caregiver, who's that,
is going to have more of an effect on you. So if you have a white mum and a black dad, you're going to be probably more involved with the white side. But if you have a black mum and a white dad, you're going to feel more connected to the black side of the culture, which is something that I never really thought before. But just, I don't know, lots of like learnings and random little like nuggets of like eureka moments. So I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So I'm so happy that like we do that. And like we learn.
And my side of like learning, I think, is like really realizing how, and I know this is going to sound obvious like saying it, but really realizing how different online is to the real world. Like how different the LGBT community online is in comparison to the people we've had on. And I think we've had cultured people on, and like people who really are like understand like the nuances of being human, not necessarily just because they're of color, but just they understand. And I think that was really important because
of all different races as well.
And religions and sexualities and genders, like everything, and they all kind of seem, the people that we've spoken to actually face to face, seem the theme is we just want to get on with our day, like we just want to live, like we don't care about these wider politics that go on. And what's really interesting is like I've really, like the negative that I've found is I've really realized that the majority of the LGBT plus community is non-accepting and not really that like friendly, actually. Like there's quite a lot in there that needs a lot of work to still be done. And I've realized that because it looks so friendly and nice on your TikTok because it's your algorithm. So you have lots of different people, including white people, talking about and like explaining and accepting you and your religion and your culture. But then actually when we do our videos, the comments that we get are so different and so harsh and so rude. Rude. That was fucking rude. Anyway, and so what I've realized is like we've got a lot of work to do actually in the community. And I also watch people now and I'm like, I have a lot of stuff that I need to work on, and there's a lot of stuff that I believe and I look at, and I have a lot of harsh views, then that's fine, but I'm aware of it, and I'm like, okay, I don't have to know everything about gender actually, and I don't have to, and like it's almost the pressure from the hetero world as well. It's like as soon as you're gay, it's like you need to explain why someone would transition from male to female and still date women. And I'm like, no, I don't need to explain that. I don't know why that happens. I don't 100%. Care why that happens. But let me get someone who does that or is that to come and talk about it. And like, let me understand, because I don't understand. And like, I have prejudices. I'm brought up and born and brought up as a straight hetero person. We all are to an extent. So obviously we're going to carry some of that from other areas of our community. And I think it's so important. And toxic masculinity, like we've got so many exciting guests coming up. I cannot tell you how exciting it is. I know a couple of them will already be out by now.
I think,
but maybe one or two, whatever. We won't be specific. But I'm so excited for them because there are things that I really want to talk about, like really get into, like toxicity, masculinity within the gay community as let's say like people that identify as male and people that identify as women, and how toxic masculinity can influence the lesbian community and what does that mean. Like I really can't wait to get into all of that juicy. So I think there's still so much to learn, there's still so much to do, but there's so much to really like deconstruct and get into, and the people that we're having on are the perfect people to talk about it. And I think like loads of them, like there's so many different
we
people.
have and obviously we cannot spoil yet,
Yeah,
but we've booked over the next month, I'd say,
yeah,
we have some gems,
yeah,
some real gems that I feel like a lot of you will know. And we also have a couple of people that we're in conversation with that we're just trying to finalize dates. I cannot wait because it will be one of those moments where like we've been speaking or trying to have these people onto our show for literally like a year and a half, 2 years. And it's like when you see them like walk through the door and sit down in front of us, I'm like, bitch, we've
been waiting for this, like, yeah. And like I am so grateful for all of the people we've had on as well. Like honestly, like the way it gives me faith in our community and humanity, the niceness of these people makes me sick.
They take a whole hour, 2 hours out of their day to come and sit and chat with us.
And they're just so nice. Like they're so nice. Like the chats afterwards, the chats before, like we're just like I'm learning so much, and I'm like I love it. I'm like orgasming. Like it's so amazing that these people are talking to us. Like they're actually talking and like we're learning from. I can't, like I love everyone that we've had on. I love everything that we've spoken about. Like I love what we're doing for ourselves selfishly, but hopefully for other people listening, because it's so important. And sometimes we feel a little bit down in the dumps and we're like, oh, you know, like we're getting a lot of hate, or like, should we have said that or whatever. We're so open to always learning. Like we might make mistakes. Obviously we will, and we might change our opinions, might change them again. That's obviously okay too. Sometimes we say stuff just to see the other side. It doesn't mean we disagree with the hate comments sometimes. Like, you know, the Dubai thing, for example, we understand people's views 1,000%, but we're just providing a different context. And people are so closed off sometimes, apart from our guests. And I think that's why when you get that, even that one message, I mean, we get a lot of them, but we get even that one message saying, thank you so much for talking about this, because we didn't realize how unique it is to talk about people's experiences in the gay community, LGBT plus community, from different backgrounds in the way that we're talking like religion and cultural and ethnicities.
Yeah, all across the world.
Because
not
we
just
talk
like
about
in
it.
the West.
Yeah.
Like actually people from
there.
Different countries where LGBT looks completely different.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of nice to shine a light on them. And I think if you do ever watch an episode and you do like something that the guest has said, please do reach out to them, because it's so nice when they come to us and they're like, the amount of people that randomly message me and be like, oh my God, I loved what you said here. Like it really does. It's just like a warm little hug and a little appreciation.
Yeah.
So if there is something that you like from anyone that's been on, follow them, interact with them, reach out to them,
because they are all amazing,
and they're always so
just
friendly.
be fucking nice, because like they've taken time to talk about and been vulnerable to talk about themselves. Like just be nice. You don't have to agree. Be nice to us. We've all been through trauma. Like we don't know everything, and we are just talking and we're learning as we're going, and you guys are joining us on the journey. Like just be nice. Like it doesn't have to be this cesspool of hate all the time with everything.
No, like have a conversation rather than just going in the comments. Which, to be honest, I think anyone who's really watching it won't be. It's mainly like on clips. Yeah. But like, if there's something you disagree with or something that you're not too sure, like ask.
Let's have a conversation.
We always will reply back.
Come on the podcast.
Yeah, literally. Like, it doesn't always need to be like, "Oh, you're fucking wrong about." Like, daddy, chill.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
it's not that deep.
I know. It's so nice, and I think I'm feeling very blessed and very grateful for everyone that's coming on, and we're going to have so many more fun topics, and everyone that's been on, and these opportunities. And also just a massive thank you to Attitude for giving us the opportunity to share our stories in print.
Yeah.
Which I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted. You can get at attitude.co.uk, and you can also get at any big like train station, airport, like magazine place. That's another topic. The fact
gay
that
magazines are not featured
anywhere.
Like no.
And do you know what? One thing that pissed me off that W.H. Smith said, and yes, I'm calling them out, but also they're called something else now. They're called like TJ something or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They've changed it. Anyway, they were like two separate stores, one in London, one in Surrey, were like, oh no, we don't sell those kinds of magazines. We stopped that. Top shelf magazines, we don't really sell them, like FHM, like, blah. And I was like, it's not the same thing though. Like, Attitude magazine is not that kind of magazine. It's just gay, and you're automatically sexualizing it because it's a gay magazine. So like, that's irritating. And the guy was like, I don't know. And I was like, yes, you are
I don't make the decisions.
Yeah, literally. But like, how annoying is that they're not in these mainstream like that, and everyone keeps talking about acceptance, and it's gone too far. Like, these are the little nuances that are important. This is the thing that reiterates and reconfirms that being gay is sex, and it's all about sex, and we're just a bunch of horny, dirty sex people that take a lot of drugs. So I don't know. I just think like that really was an eye opener. But you can get it from all the big stores,
and especially just to add to that as well, the environment that we're in right now, especially with England or the UK and America, I feel like we're reverting back a little bit. So I think we need to, I don't know, be a bit more stand in solidarity.
I think
as a group.
Honestly, I think everywhere in the world is turning a little bit like that. It's like we want to find something. Yeah, we want to find something to blame for our troubles. And if it isn't brown people, it would be Irish people. If it isn't Irish people, it's Eastern Europeans. If it isn't
gays,
there will always be someone like to blame. So I do get that that's just something that happens in history. But I think right now what's really sad is it's the England flag itself is being used in that way, and it's always had that kind of like thing behind it because it's been used by football hooligans. So the England flag feels racist. It does, and that is a shame because I think you should be proud of your country. I am 100%. Proud, and I want to wave my flag. I prefer the style
of the
UK flag, which just looks better. It reminds me of Jerry Spice. It reminds me of like
Britain.
Yeah, but it's like nice. Like I'm like, oh, I'm going to the Ritz. You know, like that's what it reminds me of. It's classy, okay? And the England flag's fine, but it's just always associated with football. That's why I don't really like it. But now it's like racism, and now it's like we don't want brown people. And I do really feel it's sad. Like we really have lost compassion and humanity. Like we are fighting against people who are so desperate. And I know everyone likes to think that they have fancy hotels and iPad. That is just simply not true. Just do your research. It's not true.
Even literally look back on a couple of our episodes with a few of our guests. Like you can see people's experiences. I know. Not like that at all.
We've had refugees on and asylum seekers on. And the thing is like, it's just not true. Do that research. And even like just giving them a place to stay, it's like bare minimum, like minimal human rights. Like they are coming here so desperate and you're still having a go because they're brown. Like that's all you're caring about, because when it was Ukrainians coming over, the government gave a scheme to house them. So I also think it's a government issue more than a person issue, which obviously most issues are. But these people are desperate. And just an FYI, for everyone who's stupid enough to talk about this when they have no right to talk about it, stick to your podcast and your TV presenting. But you can't comment if you don't understand UK law. Okay, UK law dictates you cannot seek asylum or refuge in the UK unless you're on UK land or at the border. Okay? There is no legal route to get here to seek asylum. So when you say illegal immigrants, you're basically saying you don't want asylum seekers. You're not talking about immigration anymore. So if you're going to say that, say it with your chest and say that you're racist and say that you don't care that their families and their kids are dying in their countries and you don't want to help them. That's what that means. So when you wave that flag, especially right now in this context, that's what that means. So if you're going to be proud of that, then be proud of that. But that's who you are.
Period.
That's on period, bitch. This is lovely. So like
a little bit more lighthearted. Death destruction. I think that is...
Yeah, get your magazines now. Love you so much. Thank you so much for catching up with us on this solo episode where we did our little Attitude magazine shoot and we spoke about lots of random shit. Keep in tune for future amazing guest episodes. Make sure you catch up on all of our other episodes because we've got a lot now on our roster. And make sure you catch us every Monday. And we have some new plans for the new year as well, which hopefully includes more stuff. Yeah.
Stuff coming up.
But yes, every Monday, catch us, like, subscribe, and just, like, be kind to one another.
We're just cute. We're trying to have fun.
We're just trying to live.
Enjoy it, right?
Let me live. Okay, love you. Bye.